My name's Valerie Stern. I am a physician assistant and have been practicing medicine since 1997 when I graduated. And I've specialized in dermatology for many, many years. I started in dermatology in 1998 and have actually done a lot in the field since that time. At present, I also am on faculty at Keck USC School of Medicine PA program. I've been there for many, many years teaching in the didactic and clinical skills aspects of the program. I also am the co-chair over the SDPA Diplomate Fellowship Program that we've recently taken the huge undertaking of revising, which is finally completed. So I've been doing that as well, which has been a lot of fun. I work with LearnSkin, which is an integrative dermatology educational platform online. And we are there to bring the holistic or the alternative aspect of medicine into the allopathic practice model and fuse those two in such a way that we're able to optimize our patients' care. And let's see, I work in private practice in Los Angeles, California, where I've been for many years. We do both general and cosmetic dermatology and do it from a more integrative standpoint. Practicing dermatology for as long as I have, especially in the state of California, as I had mentioned, I'm probably one of the first derm PAs in the state back in 1998, which again isn't really saying much. It just goes to show you that we weren't used as often or in this specialty. So even in 1998, when I started, I wouldn't say I was unaccepted by the patients, but I would say that the patients did question what a PA was at that time. So that was an interesting aspect. So in a sense, I found myself paving the way for PAs today, where now it's not uncommon to see a PA in a dermatology office. And also, it's probably more uncommon not to see one than it would be to see one. So there's that. Back when I first started, though, I started at a time when we were still, we had charts, paper physical charts. We had no electronic medical records at that moment for the most. And we had a lot of private practices that were physician owned. So when you found a place of employment or whatever back then, it was usually a private practice by one or a physician, maybe a group of physicians or whatnot. And they brought you in and for the most part took you under their wing and you shadowed them and watched them and worked alongside of them until they felt that you had a certain level of competence where you could see certain conditions on your own, whether that be follow-ups initially or what have you. And then as you progressed through that, they had you seeing patients on your own and whatnot. It was great. You built a wonderful rapport and you bonded quite nicely with your doctor that you were working with. You built a great rapport with the staff and with the patients that you treated. It was wonderful. It really, truly was. I can't say that everybody was as lucky as I was. I had 6 doctors that were trained from all over the United States. They were of all ages and genders. So I got different perspectives, which was beautiful. And I had 6 of them working with me, I would say for approximately maybe around 18 months or so. Not that I could not see my own patients for 18 months, but just really stuck by my side when I needed something. So I received an education in my first job that was second to none. And I'm so incredibly grateful for that. I don't think I would be where I am today without those doctors and everything that they chose to do. Now, fast forward that sometimes some years later, we've got electronic medical charts. We've got a lot more people visiting dermatology. We've got corporate takeover of many of these smaller practice models for one reason or another. And number one, it's basically on an income-driven model, which is okay. I mean, that makes sense. But when you're new, you have to be, you still need to be, they need to understand that these students don't get a residency. So PAs and NPs for the most are coming out of school and they're new to everything. Even if they received a residency, not a residency, but a rotation in derm, they still haven't received that much information along the way. So they need a fair amount of commitment from a provider that's going to be alongside of them, or even the delegation of another provider that can help train them. So that's something that I see happening today that has changed. The corporate model again has changed. Students nowadays, when they come out of PA school, I cannot speak for nurse practitioner because it's a little bit different, but PAs are all standardized to a master's level at this moment. So basically, they all receive a master's level training, which means that the requirements to graduate have changed since I went to school. I had to do my master's on my own and then went on to do my doctorate work and so forth on my own. But anyway, that's standardized now. So there are levels of expectations that come with a master's level as opposed to the previous level as a bachelor's. So they are expected to have competency in certain skills when they graduate. However, from a PA standpoint, through the ARCPA, which is our governing body, dermatology is only a certain amount of the overall information they need to study and know upon graduation. So when they take the PANCE exam, for instance, I believe it's 4 or 5% of the overall exam. So when you look at that and you look at the amount of education that's given during a PA program, it's maybe not as much as you'd see in internal medicine or cardiology or pulmonology or whatnot. So that also supports the fact that when these individuals wanting to go into dermatology do so, they need a fair amount of, I don't want to use the term hand-holding, but let's just say they need a fair amount of partnership with that superior to kind of guide them and help train them, because this is very new for them. So that's changed a little bit or a lot over the years. I think too, the number of patients we're seeing in dermatology is also rising exponentially.